Whether you're a supporter or somebody who doesn't support AI in writing or in art, tonight's sure going to be a fun night because the internet slam dunks AI Batman. This is Comic News Weekly. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Hit the like button. Come hang out because we're going to do what we do best. We're going to talk some fun comics, talk about some fun topics about things related into the comic book community. We're going to hang out with the chat, and we're going to talk about New Comic Book Day later, and then we're going to go do our Around the Horn one more thing. But before we can do that, stand by. It's been a hot minute since we've done this. Again, welcome back, everybody. It's Comic News Weekly. It's Tuesday. Get ready. We're going to invite the panels. We've got a special guest host tonight, and I'm excited to have him here. Great community member who's also an artist himself. And like we said, sit down, buckle up. It's Tuesday. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Leave a comment down below and hit all those randoms. Just like a 5-year-old in an elevator. Smack all the buttons. Have fun. Let's get into this. You know, I can't thank him enough for every week being here, but this is the bearded man, the myth, the legend, the man beyond outer space, the man beyond the YouTubes and the algorithms and everything. It's Beyond Wednesdays. What's up, Bryan?
How's it going, brother?
I'm better now that you're better and you're here.
I'm trying to be better, man. My health's been kicking my ass lately, but we're trying to figure it out. So, but yeah, man, it's been an interesting couple weeks for me. So,
dude, I'm right there with you. I hope you're feeling better soon. I know, like Michigan, it rained once, got cold one night, and I woke up with a head cold that I've been fighting for 5 days now. Michigan's weird like that.
No, thank you. Yeah, it's still a little hot out here. It's getting cold out at night, but yeah, interesting lately. That's for sure.
But you know what's not interesting? Or actually, after that up, you know what is interesting as well is Ryan's love for Venom. Rhynoverse, what is up, man?
I was gonna say, I'm not interesting. So here you go. I'm the one bringing the show down.
Completely flip-flopped the two.
It sucks that I'm hearing that you're under the weather and you're having to deal with things. That's never a fun deal. So my heart goes out to you, and I hope you figure out what's going on, and it's all good in the hood. But that being said, we're always good in the hood here in the old each other's comic dojo inside the internet dojo. So Bumblebee Tuna.
I haven't heard that in forever, dude. We're going to hit up the chat here in just a second. But before we do that, we've got to welcome tonight's special guest host. I'm excited. It's his first appearance. This is the official CBCS CDC graded stamped 9.9 first appearance of our brother Roscoe.
What is up? Appreciate you, Andy. Thank you so much, guys, for having me on. Let's have some fun tonight, man.
I can't wait. Thanks for making the time, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for, like I said, thank you for inviting me. This is great.
I can't help myself. And I feel like if I don't, that I won't be complete. But I must say, it's great to have Roscoe Pico Train in the house.
There it is.
I love it.
Just let me be complete. I know you probably hate me now. He's like, this guy brought the thing I hate up the most.
No, I get that. I get that in chats a lot. It's great. I love it.
So our two topics tonight, before we get into them, is just this. I don't know if anybody's seen it. We're going to share the link, and everybody in the chat, we're going to talk about this. Is somebody took open source AI and created a 4-panel or a 4-part comic short of Batman using artificial intelligence, and the internet absolutely slam dunks this dude. Whether you're a proponent or an advocate or you're a hater of artificial intelligence, either way, it's all good in the hood. We're going to talk about either one and kind of talk about what happened with this. And I'm going to bring something up that I'm really concerned about this. And then we're going to talk about, is movie Spec back? I think rolling through all the feeds the last 7 to 10 days, it's either sports commentary or it's movie spec talking about Dazzler and Taylor Swift, and we'll get into that in here in a little bit. But hanging out in the chat tonight was tailgating and hanging is Jeffrey Drake. Good to see you, man. GT Key Comics, as always, every week and every show. Good to see you. Jolly Mole's actually just getting over a cold as well, and I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm still a little stuffy right now, a little verklempt. But
so am I gonna have to hold the show up going up here because I feel like I'm pretty good. I'm not really sick or anything. So hey, I'll toe the road if I need to.
There you go. Daywalker's in the house. Kenneth Bird's in the house. Good to see you, man. And our brother Lee, Whack Comics. I was actually halfway through this week's latest episode of Whack Comics before we got started here, and I can't wait. That means I think 4, 5, 6 weeks from now, it's going to be the episode drops that I was in on, and I can't spoil it. It's absolutely epic.
Yes.
More people will filter in as the show continues to go on, but I'm going to pull up this link. If I'm going to, you guys go around the horn. Who saw the article and who saw the reactions? What was going on with this?
I had to ask you about it. I didn't see it yet, but I'm not surprised. Anytime AI and the artist world gets brought up, it usually gets a sour face and a bad reaction, which I don't necessarily disagree with. I think that ultimately the AI train is not going to be stopped. I mean, there's too much money in it, and because of the amount of money that is in it for every single person or business on this planet, whether it's doing your little things that you hate doing or coming up with ideas, it's going to be used. It's unbelievable. So it's very interesting to think that how are we going to not necessarily stop it, but figure out how to use it in our own way. And we're seeing that with the writer strikes and the SAG strikes. AI is a big problem over there too, and rightfully so. It should be. And there's got to be some type of talk on how to make it so it's not a detriment to society, because it's cool. It's great. It looks cool. It's fun to play with. But ultimately, it's going to be a detriment unless we figure out some way to harness it. So that's my thoughts.
Ryan, man, did you hear about this beforehand?
I did not, but I don't think that that AI trains. It's a locomotive that's going, so the train's not going to stop. But it just matter about. I think what it's going to be very crucial, and if it can be done, is trying to corral or make sure that it stays on the tracks and it doesn't go on it doesn't get hijacked along the way.
Agreed. Roscoe, man, I know you had a bit to say about this before the show.
Well, I am an artist myself. And so, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of AI because, it could easily take just a couple of my drawings and all of a sudden just make something with my style. Here we go right here. I was just talking with this guy last night about it. Yeah, there's no way of derailing AI. I mean, like you guys like you guys said, it's a locomotive train is going and then everyone's so interested in it. And the thing is that they're going to keep improving it somehow or tweaking it somehow. And then that's where it's just going to get even more insane,
So you're going to have a fight at one time.
Huh?
Sorry. Anyway, up here talking smack.
Oh yeah, I saw that. But I mean, with this though, to be honest, it's some cool art, yeah. But the thing is that it's someone else's. I mean, it's someone else's creation, someone else's artwork. If you see, I mean, I know you have the Batman up right now, but there is a Joker panel, which when Bryan saw it, yeah, it's a really dope panel. Don't get me wrong, the setup is awesome, but I mean, but there you go. I mean, if you want to check that out too, the Batmobile changes, but that's Brian Boland's, like pretty much almost Brian Boland's Joker.
That is for sure right there.
Look at that. I mean, you know, I don't know. I just, you know, I mean, is it cool because it can be done in 5 seconds? Yeah, but look at the '60s friggin' Batmobile back there,
Who's
and then the
driving
next
it?
one is like the '60s mixed with like the
90s animation one, right?
yeah, like yeah, it's like what happened here? It's a transformer. No, but I don't know. I just, I mean, it just upsets me because, like I said, I see now with the only thing I think that's going to save it is people who love original art, you know, and that's, you know, I mean, is that like a dying breed though? Like original, like people who collect original art? I don't think it is, but if this happens, it's going to be a lot more scarce, and I think people may find it to be more rare. But I don't know. You know, like I said, me being an artist, I'm a traditional artist. I draw um, pen to paper. You know, so uh, I don't know. I just, like I said, I would just hate for my artwork to be taken and thrown into a book where I get no credit.
Yeah. That's the scary reality, is the lack of credit where credit is due, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
What
Yeah,
did this get?
it's upsetting. You know.
So this whole interaction on X, now the old Twitter, got 5.3 million views. Looking at that down on 5.3 million views, and social media absolutely just slam dunks the guy, and not the greatest way either. Now, granted, yeah, they talk about the Batmobiles not lining up. I think this Batman having a set of balls for a collar looks hilariously terrible. I agree that there's some kind of cool components and parts to this, but what I think is really scary about this is, one, how quickly it got put together. Two,
Yep.
how much more advanced we're seeing this happen. And I agree with you guys. The freight train that is AI is not going anywhere. I think it's a tool. I think we need to protect artists and to protect writers and actors and things of that nature. But here's the scary part of it: the people controlling the paychecks, the people controlling the billings. This is where I'm really kind of upset about this. Is there is nothing legally stopping an executive of one of the two big comic book companies to do a pen name, to create a pen name, or what do you call it, a pseudonym, or what pseudonym, or
Pseudonym.
so
Yeah.
they could take their name, create whatever they wanted to, sit down with this open AI concept, or write a comic book, and then sell it and not pay anybody.
Yeah.
There's nothing legally fucking stopping anybody from any of the large publishers from doing that right now, and that's a problem. That is a massive problem. I don't like you guys. We're not stopping artificial intelligence from coming and happening, but there's some glaring issues with the quality for sure. But look at it, this is that whole race of, it's the whole adage of quantity or versus quality. And right now, anybody controlling a pen and a paycheck at a major company and a corporation that's focused on budgets and is squeaking things out is seeing this as a, I can put out quality, or not quality, but I can put out quantity and still charge the same price. And my costs have just plummeted down the floor, and nobody gets credit except for the one rude MFer that's creating like a pen name that throws. They could say Joe Schmo Schmuck could tell you this artist, and you're like, why don't 2 years later we're like, why don't we see this person ever at a con? 2 years later, people are buying and reading the books and they're fans, and now all of a sudden they're starting to put two and two together. Nothing's legally stopping anybody from one of these companies from doing that. It's just morals right now. And we all know money always beats out morals when it comes to companies like this. And that's why I'm kind of upset and fired up about this and wanted to make it a topic tonight, because fudge, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, where do you kind of steamroll this conversation into next besides the quality and the reality? Like, I know the writer's strike has ended, but the actor's strike is still going. But where's the advocates, or where's the advocacy for the artists that as this AI continues to steamroll or go ahead? You know what I mean?
Well, it's been coming down the pipe for a while, kind of like we said last week with the whole like torrents and stuff like that. That was just kind of the beginning of it, and now and what they did for music. And if you look at the music industry, because that was like kind of I feel like the precursor to this almost, being that you had people that were they weren't creating art with it, but they were taking art or taking music and monetizing it in different ways or whatever.
Yep.
And so now, the music industry, you know, being a signed artist means nothing nowadays. I mean, because there's so many different ways and avenues for people to get music out there. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's a double-edged sword, you know, because a lot of people, there was a lot of good talent that's being held down because they weren't singing, or they didn't want to bend to what the A&R reps and whatnot wanted from them. But now it's like, what type of monetization is there for those artists now? That like back in the day, if you were getting on the radio, you were something spectacular. Nowadays, you can get on the radio all the time. It's not really you're not really anything different, you know. In fact, if you're on the radio, you're probably the same as everyone else.
So I want to go ahead.
I'm a big proponent of that. Everyone's programmed as far as what they listen to. If you listen to the radio.
So I want to bring that up. That's actually talked about in this article a little bit, is the monetization. And they actually said that, well, in ipso facto, anybody in social media bringing this up, talking about slam dunking this AI comic book, can monetize their own content talking about this, and is ipso facto making money off this. Now, that being said, this channel, the monetization is on, but there's no ad revenue. There's none of that. The only way this channel makes any money is by gracious super chats from fans and other people that are watching. And those super chats are pooled back into the community via comic books. We're not trying to make money off of AI art or discussing AI art by any means. Any super chats do go directly back into the community via comic book giveaways, graded comic book giveaways towards the end of the year here coming up. We want to do a big raffle, a giveaway, and do something fun with that. But they talked about that directly in this article, is that the 5.1 or 5.2 million views that generated on Twitter generated somebody money somewhere, somehow, just by talking about it. And that's another issue in itself.
Crazy.
And I'm sure the government's like, wants to know where that money is going to, and the person that it's going to probably doesn't want them to know, because guess what? There's a taxation aspect to it.
There's that.
It's all about money, man.
Everything's
about money.
Is. The whole, I mean, it's everything, you know. And like for me, I do cards and I do comics, but I love the comic side more than I love the card side, because there is less money-driven things. But at the end of the day, it's all driven. There's always an aspect of money in everything. And the cards, you know, it's like 80% money and 20% nostalgia, where in comics it's more like 70% nostalgia and 30% money, you know, or maybe 60-40, whatever. But money is always an aspect of it, no matter where you're at.
Let's see if we can read some of these replies. I don't have a Twitter account, so I'm not sure if I can read them. Nope. It'll show me the post, but it won't show me the replies. 5.3 million views in 4 days. That's a lot.
Wow.
That's a lot of views in 5 days for just one post on Twitter/X or whatever. But Journey brings up a great point. This is what happens when people decide to draw only digital. Now we are starting to see artists out there that specifically only draw in digital media, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a medium, and you know, the artist probably knows more about this than I do. But I would imagine that it's a medium that they use, and then once you get used to, get kind of comfortable with it, and they see how to manipulate it, then they're going to go that direction.
That you nailed it on the head, man. It's true. It is a medium, and then the thing is if you choose to, I like it. Excuse me, but it's true. It tends to be a little bit simpler, of course. I mean, nowadays, like I took it years and years ago, like 20 years ago, and it's nothing like it is now. And the thing is that it's unreal, because it's like now they have like a mirror tool. So you draw one side of a face, it's going to automatically draw that for you. You draw one eye, it's going to draw the exact same eye on the other side. The mirror tool is unreal, and like I said, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a time saver, absolutely. And the thing is that you can get a lot more precise with lines. You don't have to use a real eraser. You just hit undo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like you said, it is a medium because like you said, like painting, there's a technique with painting, especially with different types with watercolor and stuff. You know what I mean? So there is different techniques with different, and that's why it is a medium. But I never really got too far. I'm old school. I'm traditional. I draw pen to paper. I use colored pencil. I use marker all the time. And I love drawing blank covers and stuff like that. So I don't know. But that's how I grew up, and that's how I kind of stay with that. But yeah, I mean, it could be easier, especially for my hands, to do digitally. But it's just, I don't know. It's not the same for me. I don't know.
And neither is it for the reader, the person looking at it as well. I think that you're smart in staying with it, the non-digital stuff, because that is going to become a dinosaur, if you will, and it'll become something that people will be like, wow, well, this was done with the naked hand, if you will, and versus the digital hand. And the digital hand is so precise and accurate and so clean that it looks great. But I think McClay's even pointed out before, he can tell when something's AI or when something's not, because it looks a specific way. It has that specific crisp. There's no like, just like when you have like a line, it just kind of barely overlaps a little bit. And you can see that in a drawing. But if you look at it at AI, it doesn't have that. It'll be precise to the point. It won't have like a little overlap where the pen started or whatever. So those little things are what give the natural naked hand characteristics that people will really pick out and enjoy, especially down the road. I think it's going to be even better as AI and the digital art becomes more and more bigger. But so I think you're smart in staying that way. But I totally could see, like, if you draw a character, and I'm sure that the AI can replicate that character when you build the panels out and you're building a story out and you're building panels and you have the deadlines that the comic dealers or comic, whoever it is, your Marvel, DC, or Boom, or whoever it might be, they're wanting to put an issue out and you have a deadline. If you can multiply it and use AI art to help replicate it and do the panels for you, that's a lot of time saving, and then it can get you further that way as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It feels like it's really should be just put in the toolbox as a tool, and less a tool at the hand of an artist, but for somebody who's not an artist. And I don't know if that person on Twitter or X now is even an artist, or if they just went to the open source AI and said, give me this, and then it plucked everything. Well, you, Roscoe, as an artist, if you wanted to employ AI, you would do it in a way that wasn't taking credit or wasn't pulling from somebody else's work. You could harness that to harness your own work, where
Right.
you could do something differently. So, but the thing is there's nothing guiding or governing that. And Comic Journey said that this is great. Like, I kind of talked about, the moral side of it, and he talked about the trademark and copyright divisions of the government need to get active on it and how they're protecting that, or how they need to protect those people, other people.
Yeah, it's definitely feels like there should be someone watching out. Like, there should be almost like a group that's critiquing or something, or kind of keep it that's dedicated to watching this stuff.
I'll say that there are some cover artists like Shannon Mayer that do certain covers, Red Sonja covers. There's a couple of Red Sonja covers that Shannon Mayer did digitally that are absolutely to die for, in my opinion. But there are some characters and some other stuff that Shannon Mayer's done where it's like glaringly not good via digitally. And it's just like, I think that's where original artists and original art wins out to a degree, is they have that technique and they have that ability to make any character look that good a lot of times. And it's in the eye of the beholder, right? The love of art is subjective depending on the person looking at it, or the person that created it, and the characters and things of that nature. But that's where a lot of that original art, in my opinion, still wins out, is no pen stroke is ever exactly the same. Therefore, you get these little idiosyncrasies, you get these little differences in shading. You get one image of a character that's a grand slam that looks amazing, and then you get a couple of others that are great. And then eventually the universe aligns again, and you get that one cover that is absolutely to die for in original art, and it'll never be created again. It'll never be redone again. And that's
That's scary for, yeah. That's what I was talking about. Like Andy, like you saw something that was like, oh, this is art was done digitally, and I could say it's not as good as the way he did it when it was done freehand. And you saw that, you picked that out, and so that's your eye, that's your trained eye being able to see that difference, and then you noticing that difference and speaking about it is what's going to keep those lines divided. Almost like, so being vocal about, like, I liked this when you did it raw, and then when you did it digitally, it wasn't as good because of this, and that's what helps makes that raw piece more valuable because you saw the difference in it.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, more people need to be like that.
CJ saying digital art is a crutch. I agree with that in two fashions. If I go and use digital art and create something, it's a crutch for me because I am not an artist, and it's going to make me look 10 times better than if I tried to do it on pen and paper. I feel
Let me ask you something, though.
If Roscoe uses it,
you can't say that, though, because art isn't just pen and ink on paper. Art is sculpture. Art is performative. Art is music.
Yep.
Art is whatever. So
art is subjective.
Yeah, it's very subjective. So as long as there's humans interacting and creating that art, I think that's maybe where we need to go. Or I don't know, because you can't even say that because there's like elephants that paint and shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's a lot of talk that needs to be on the AI stuff. Let's look at some of the guys like you were talking about that utilize the AI art because they want to, i.e. Television, who did that Musk versus Zuck comic. He did the little Bitcoin. You know, that to me is okay. I'm okay with that because he's very open and honest. This is all made through AI art. This is how I do it. You know, it's open. You look at the SimpleMan. Was it the SimpleMan? What was the one that did on the original AI comic?
yeah,
based on the SimpleMan or something like that. I can't remember.
We talked about
Ascent of Man.
It was a C.S. Lewis book or something. I can't remember. Chat, if you guys remember, let me know. But they did those books all based on AI art, and they were very open about it. And they said the whole book, and they actually did something cool where instead of doing a variant cover, they did variant interiors because they were able to so quickly with AI art. They could just change the interiors using, and you didn't know it until you got it and you opened up the book and it said 1 of 10 or 1 of, you know what I mean? So we have to, just like with every other medium and time period, it has to be okay. And you know how, like, they say the market decides with speculation and stuff like that. The community decides whether it's okay or not. The community decides whether nudity is okay or we got to put little fig leaves over people's fucking balls. You know, the community is the one that decides, and it could change over time. You know, they started taking those fig leaves off of fucking paintings and drawing the original shit back in there, or they'll go back in and, so it's all about how the community decides. And then the community needs to have that conversation. What is okay and what isn't okay?
And
I know if it's okay if the immortal Big Shaq, he likes to use his unit to display his art. By the way, is that okay? That's who to say, I'm not checking out someone's units to display the art.
I'll get there in a second. But when you refer to community, it's not just the group of YouTubers. It's it's
artists,
all the artists,
people that buy art. Yeah, people that buy art,
people that create art.
Us,
because if we're one piece of the puzzle. But I mean, if there's a bunch of people sitting on YouTube, it's like, well, we're gonna make it okay to do that. But then the artists have to have the say in it too.
But there is an art to using the AI as well, because like the interior covers, the way that the AI is created is by using words to generate a certain image or whatever it is. So being able to manipulate the words with that AI, as more and more you work with it, you start to learn how to do it. You start to learn how to use certain sentences or phrases to get what you want, to capture what you want. There's a certain art to that as well.
This is Three Rivers hits the nail on the head to a degree. AI art has no soul, because I kind of looked at that Batman images, the images that were created, and they were feeling really flat. I don't know if the depths and layers were missing in the shading or shadowing or something like that, but it does feel kind of eerie.
I like and I agree with Rhynoverse a lot. Like the stuff that comes from AI, to me, is the darker side of art. It is very. It can easily get more creepier than it can get more beautiful, if that makes sense. It leans a lot more to the creepier side of art than it does the beautiful side. And I haven't really ever seen AI art that was like blow me away, like a picturesque scenic view or something like that. That was very you capturing the beauty of that scenic view. It would be a darker or a more bleak image, I think, if it was created by AI art. And I don't know why that. I haven't seen it. All of us haven't seen enough AI art yet to see it, but I haven't seen them capture the beautifulness of, if that's even a word, of like if you sat and looked at it like the sun rising, you can capture that on a painting. But if you were to try to get AI art to create that, it would always come out darker or on. And not the beautiful. It's be on I guess that lean toward the dark.
Well, it's gonna try to draw or not draw, but actually pull from all the other stuff that it finds online, and it's gonna be an amalgamation of many different things, and it's not gonna be that one vision that one artist had.
Yeah, but it's just the word beauty. I just don't know. Like why it is, like, because if you instill it to do something creepy, dude, it'll hit it on the head for sure, like that. But if you instill it to try to do something like the birth of a baby, like how it could be beautiful, it was somehow almost like demented a little bit to not be as beautiful as you would think it in your mind.
Speaking of birthing things, let's birth our way to Immortal Biggie Shack's 12 hundo on his YouTube channel. There's the link.
Yeah.
Scroll back up there and let's get Biggie brother over 1,200. And
is he going to show his piece if we do that? His unit.
if you guys have YouTube channel, if anybody in the chat has YouTube channels, don't be afraid to share the links and help grow the community and find content that people are looking for. Like I know Comic Journey. I'm gonna make him a moderator right now because I know he has a channel, so he can make or he can drop his link in there for the rest of the community to find his stuff, because his stuff is good too. Could you imagine?
And I'm totally being goofy with the Immortal Biggie Shack. Don't think I'm being a turd by any means.
Yeah, this is where not all of it is theft, but where's that dividing line?
Again, you got more conversation needs to happen about this, more than we have time to do. It's going to take a long time and more people getting involved, I imagine.
Yeah, I just hate that, artwork is just being like I said, this guy just put this comic strip out, 4-panel, and we saw, like, I mean that's a perfect example of stealing someone like that Brian Boland Joker. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, and I don't know. I just depending on what it is, I guess it's okay to fix up stuff. Like AI can, fix up certain things and may clean up something if you want to, but at the end of the day, if it's just regenerating something that someone's already done and they're getting absolutely no credit, or credit is due, I don't know. I just find that to just be sickening. I don't know.
So from the art community, from the artist, it could be something that is nerve-wracking, but it's just do you feel like it's something that, well, maybe can it not be nerve-wracking, or can it not be a threat?
I mean, it's like how you were saying, original artwork, that's kind of, that going to be a dinosaur. That could be something that's very rare, and then again, sometimes with AI, I mean, the bad thing is if you don't like it, then you can redo it again. And it may take 5 seconds to redo, and you can keep doing it over and over and over again until you get, and that's But I mean, I guess that's what I could feel is threatening. But at the same time, it's like, if I say, me, I'm just a community artist. I'm nothing big. I'm not published. I just have fun with it. I draw on my show, but then all of a sudden, if I open up a comic book and it was an AI generated comic book, and for some reason I saw my type of style that was going on in there, I mean,
To lose your wig.
yeah, I would, I don't know what I'd do. I'd freak out, but
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine that for anyone who's an artist who does it like, for me, but it's someone else is getting massive credit, but again, it's, I think, because I do original artwork and I do comic book covers, unless you can find a way that, AI can generate, which who knows nowadays, but if they generate a picture and then it can be, put, I guess printed on there, and then, but I don't know, but you'd have to take it off and stuff. So I think that's where I kind of fall in that line where I'm still good.
Yeah. It would be really cool to see an artist use AI, but in a way to have AI using words to come up with a character that it creates. And then when it creates that character, you then draw it. You draw the character that it creates and create a story around that character.
Kind of like what Bryan was talking about earlier about using AI as an idea generator, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the way. That would be a way to use it to your advantage. And you could do it as dirty as you wanted to, and it wouldn't have a feeling to say anything.
Keith's comment down below here is kind of why I was asking Bryan a little bit to kind of define what we meant by community, because I wonder if Keith is
ComicManAndy said what I said, I guess.
Like the community decides. That's where Bryan was adding.
The community decides what's okay and what's not okay. That's what I mean by that.
But the
community decides.
Is
the
artists and art purchasers,
us,
and everybody,
all of humans. People that love art, people that buy art, people that talk about art, people that don't care about art could give two shits.
Well, I mean, that's a really good example of that. Is like when Boss Logic started using digital as a digital art as a medium, correct? And then at the very beginning, people were very apprehensive, not welcoming of it, but then give it some time and and how did they figured it out? And I don't know what really was the tipping point, but eventually the community and people not just allowed it, but they kind of received it, right?
Because they made money off of it, man. That's what it is. As soon as money is involved, then everybody's okay with it. Perfect example of this is this. There are people in every community, I don't care what it is. We have them in ours. I've called them out before. I'm not afraid to call them out, but I won't do it here just because. But there are people that act like they are good for the community, but as soon as money gets involved, then it doesn't matter what they do, right? They change their tune as soon as money gets involved. Then once money gets involved, then it's like, oh, it's a business decision, right? It's a business decision. It's not something that is okay, but once it's a business decision, if this wasn't a business decision, I wouldn't make this choice. But because it's a business decision, I'm going to do it this way. Well, you just said that it wouldn't be okay to do if money wasn't involved, but now money's involved, it's okay to do. Money changes everything. 99% of the people out there, it changes how they act, it changes how they think, it changes what they think is good and what they think is bad. There's a lot of people that say Frankie's Comics, what they did with their bankruptcy, it was a smart business decision. All right. Not a good thing to do, to lie to people and say we're not going to send you your comics because the bankruptcy says so. Everybody's like, fuck Frankie's that has stuff with them, but people that but because there's money involved, he's like, well, this is what I have to do. This is the best decision I can make. It's money changes everything. It changes how people think that something is good or bad, right?
Absolutely.
Print counts. Look at print counts. People will bitch about print counts all day, but the second that you're part of a variant that has 3,000 print counts, and you don't want to tell people that there's more than 600 of them, like that's oh, I'm not going to tell them that I have this many sitting in my garage, because then, you know, it's a bad move for my business. That's what I mean by that, is that like once money gets involved, it changes everything, and money is involved in AI art right now.
Oh God,
money.
I can't even fathom at the moment.
Not AI art, just AI in general.
AI in general.
Money is involved. Yeah.
Stock prices and companies that are involved in that stuff. This is one of the hottest topics in the market right now. Being, you know, the work that I do, I hear about it like pretty often, and you know what companies are, what people are looking for, and I have the most novice people coming in asking for that particular thing because they see and think it's going to be one of the biggest things to be invested in later on for their kids and whatnot. So it's absolutely it's crossing all kinds of lines when it comes to that stuff.
This is a great question from Max Sin City Collectibles, that, you know, familiar with stock photos. Are you guys familiar with them? And I think I know what you're getting, what Max City is getting at, but like stock photos are still created by human beings, and then they're protected and purchased. Like you can't use them. They're copyrighted so that you can't use them without paying for it, without giving credit where credit is due, and without paying for them. So I'm familiar with stock photos in that fashion. And that's probably one of the few things that's keeping AI generated art from absolutely exploding, because if stock photos weren't copyrighted and protected, they would have 10 million times more images to draw from, in my opinion. And so things like, I don't know, so all the social media tools out there where everybody's putting up videos of themselves for free, and everybody's putting up stuff for clout, and nobody cares about protecting their identity, protecting their information. That's what this is drawing from, in my opinion. A lot of that, and a lot of the artwork. What's the Deviant Art? Roscoe, Deviant Art's a website. What's protecting all the artists' artwork on Deviant Art from being pulled?
Probably just a watermark. People put a watermark on some of it, but yeah, no, I mean, so many people put stuff on DeviantArt, it's insane. So
DeviantArt is like a MySpace for artists, basically.
There's subsections of that aren't DeviantArt, that are unnamed and just have numbers that people clamor to and upload tons of art, and that's not even protected. There are subsections or subclasses of DeviantArt that aren't DeviantArt, where people, you know, there's like, not dark web stuff, but you can stumble onto any type of hobby or any type of thing. Like I'm sure there's something like DeviantArt for Pokemon collectors that do Pokemon art. There's got to be a fan base out there. Is a fan base out there, but there's got to be an avenue for that too, because it seems like I always stumble on that stuff every other week. There's Journey's link in the chat. He didn't want to drop it, but everybody go check out his content, because it's hilarious stuff for sure. What if we start copying the AR? What are the robots like that? Or will the robots like that?
That's the one he's that comment came out right when I was talking about that thing about having it create like a character, and yeah.
I can't even talk tonight. I'm so stuffy at the moment, but yeah, lots of great comments coming in. It appears as though tonight's season finale of Ahsoka was about the 41 to 42 minute mark, because tonight's viewership on this episode jumped at about the 41-minute mark. So I know, that being said, those of us here watching live that haven't watched Ahsoka, we're probably going to go watch it here in a little bit, so we can probably segue over onto the second topic. Like, there's no answers for the AI avenue or the AI scenario that's going on right now. It's monitor, wait, and kind of see what happens, and try to be proactive. If Roscoe has an opportunity to join an artist union and he becomes a working paying artist, that's something Roscoe's probably going to do for himself, right?
It's got to have more history behind it.
That's true. That's a scary thing to say, to sit back and watch something that is under its own steam.
Yeah, it's just the way it's just like until it gets history and you start seeing things of how, then right now you just watch it while it does.
Yeah, so Max City and us, we were on the same page with the stock photos. Watermarks are easily removed.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, that's what I'm saying. Oh, there's so many, you know, so many apps and so many, you know, anything you can manipulate, you know, whatever, and remove anything from a picture, because what's going to happen is it's just going to bleed from the colors that were used right around that mark. It will bleed into it, you know, and it could fill in, you know. So I mean, there's so many things out there.
What seems so crazy nowadays is that there is so many apps and so much technology out there that those like myself who would never even fathom taking up any type of art outside of like I can do music. That's what I did. That's why I went to music, was because I was able to do it. But I never did any drawings or anything like that. But if I get on the right app or if I find the right tool, then I could become a better than average artist because I have the right technology to make up for my deficits.
Yeah.
And so the real talent, again, to you know, to your point on the what I was saying about like community history, there are artists like yourself who can do those things, create those things. You become even more valuable at that aspect because yeah, sure, I could do it, but I can't do it without that. Because that's my crutch. I have to have that in order to do it. Where you don't need it, you can do it with just these.
Yeah, this topic sounds very similar to the one in the 90s when the robotic aspect was taking place with auto manufacturers and a lot of other companies, and there's going to be taking away jobs of hardworking people.
That Michael Keaton movie
Yeah, what was that? I can't remember.
about where the Japanese were going to take over the car plant, and he was like one of the head guys. I forget that movie.
Yeah, just I mean, my industry, they thought the robo advisor was going to take over our jobs. Like our jobs were our days were numbered was something that was said to me. But then it came out very soon after that it's a great algorithms and stuff like that, but you cannot beat that human touch. And it's the same thing with the artist.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you guys said, like there's us having this conversation isn't really going to do a whole lot to make headway, but it can do a lot to educate other people that aren't aware of what's happening, and that's why Comics News Weekly exists. Also,
It puts it out there.
Yeah, it gets it out there. People see it, and we get some comments, and it's kind of educating a lot of new comic book collectors coming in. They're aware of this,
and there's people in the chat that I've never seen before, so they're hearing things that maybe they've never been a part of.
Oh yeah, for sure, and that helps out. Like Ryan said, new people in the chat or new people to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. It helps out the channel tremendously. Hit one of those reaction buttons, whether you thumbs up or thumbs down. It's still a reaction or interaction with the channel, and we greatly appreciate it. It does help out the channel a lot. Hitting subscribe. I can tell there's some AI stuff going on out there when the channel gains 10 to 12 subscribers in 1 week and then loses 6 in a matter of a day or two after like that. Those bots are in and out all the time still for sure. But you know, it's not as in and out as it used to be. And why we're asking this question next up is it in? Is it back?
That's what she said.
Or is it still out? And that's movie spec with comic books. Like, I think in the last 6 days, I've seen more content on social media streaming through about people talking about movie spec with X-Men and with Deadpool 3 than I've seen in over a year. I don't care one way or the other. I think it's fun watching everybody play in that pool while I sit by the side and have a little tiki glass with a little drink and watch everything unfold. But I want to hear from you guys in the chat and the rest of you guys on the panel. Is movie spec coming back, or is this just a small blip on the radar?
Just a tip.
Yeah, it's just a small blip. It's because it's of who it is, and it's causing so much. There's a lot of people outside of comics that are going, why is this going on? What is this? Why is she doing this? So it's causing a little bit more, you know, excitement. Yeah. It's just a small blip. I mean, the prices are down more than ever. You know, you can get CGC. We could probably go on eBay right now and pick up a CGC graded book for less than the cost of grading. You know what I mean? So
I have done that recently.
Yeah. It's just a small ripple.
But do you think? I hear what you're saying with the pricing being down. Like it's not that COVID price situation, but the spec on that is the fervor of someone trying to find the right books to fit the things that are going on with the movies, and that it did die off a little bit. And maybe it's not as costly or there's not as much money to gain, but that behavior of doing that is what helps. It instills that desire to find those books, and then when there's more and more people doing it for that reason, then it could you know, maybe not be as big as it was during that time because people were bored sitting on their hands at home for days and days and days, but it could get us up out of this little dip that we have going on currently.
I think you guys
I
are
don't know.
both.
That's just my thought.
No, I think you guys are right. I think it's a small ripple right now. There's nothing. It's not gonna blow anything up. But when you take the music world, the music entertainment world, you take the NFL entertainment world, and then you get those two, and then now you bring into comic book or I'm sorry, MCU talk, which leads into comic book and first appearances. But I think that Taylor Swift being a part, if she is being a part of Daredevil, I think Dazzler books are gonna go, crazy if that happens for her fans.
Is that a
Like
thing, or is that
fans,
still a rumor?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but I'm just telling you, I think fans of hers, they're gonna go absolutely bonkers if she's like, they're gonna be like, oh, so I think that book is gonna be, and her being in that movie is gonna get not just, like, it's going to get a lot of revenue, I think, too. And she may only be in the movie for weird. I was talking about this. She may be in the movie for only 10 minutes, but I still think that who knows if she's only in there for 10 minutes, that movie's going to make a lot of money just because of her. And then for us, us nerds, all of the cameos that are coming back from all the X-Men and stuff that are going to be in there. I'm telling you, I think that, but this may cause, like, Andy, I don't know, bro, it may cause something, it may cause another boom, but again, I just think it's just this thing with Taylor Swift. Like I said, she's invading the NFL. She has all of her friends, or her friends, all of her fans that are, Swifties or whatever the heck they call them. But I think that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, oh my god, she was this, and I want this book, like. So I don't know, I think it's going to be it's going to be a ripple, but it's going to be a big one because of who it is and what's going on.
Yeah, like for anybody out there wondering, and Ryan kind of wondered for a minute, it's just a rumor. There's nothing factual. It is really odd when she shows up at an NFL game and there's Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, who else? There was like five
Blake
people.
Lively.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 of them are confirmed to be acting in Deadpool 3 or something like that.
But this is the same person that's dating Travis Kelce, right?
I don't think they're dating, but they're like, it's like I think they're trolling everyone, but it's like,
well,
I think that's the whole thing though too.
Whatever it is,
they're 100% dating. There's no other reason for her to be at the games if they're not dating.
What's going on with that is freaking crazy to me. Like I don't know why. Like why that even makes a difference that that Travis is dating some chick that's a singer somewhere else. Like that's cool and all, but like so
what
it was
Taylor Swift, bro.
Well, doesn't how there's other people out there.
That's
like,
not just a singer. That's like if somebody was dating Michael Jackson, people, and it was a cheerleader.
Michael Jackson.
You know what I mean? Like Taylor Swift is the most popular person in the world.
Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Yes. She's breaking records, bro, for how much money she makes on a tour. She is the number one. She has destroyed records. Taylor Swift is the biggest music star in the world right now. And I don't even listen to Taylor Swift.
I don't know what a song she does.
You just don't know it. Trust me. You have, you just don't know it.
It's crazy to me that because isn't it that Russell Wilson guy, he dates a singer chick or something like that too. But Sarah, yeah, some type of singer girl. But
it's not Taylor Swift. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like if somebody was dating Michael Jackson or somebody, it's like look at Elvis Presley's daughter when he dated Michael Jackson. Everybody was talking about it. That's the same thing, and Travis Kelce is one of the biggest players in football.
Yeah, that's what trips me out, because like he is one of the more known tight ends out there, and and his price of his rookie card has started to increase because of this going on, which is just freaking insane to me. I'm like, I don't understand why. Like, and it's talked about, like it was like on they did, I think it was Monday night or Sunday Night Football, and they're like they had like a conversation about this girl and I was like, I don't understand why, but I mean, I guess she's like she does like music. She probably lip syncs. But
dude, if you Google search top 5 most famous celebrities in the world right now, the first person that comes up is Taylor Swift.
Right now,
I literally just did it, and from sources across the web, the top corner right there, Taylor Swift. Then it goes on to say Beyonce, Justin Bieber, Johnny Depp, Tom Cruise, Robert Downey Jr., Angelina Jolie, Justin Timberlake, da 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 da. But Taylor Swift is at the top of the list.
wow, I mean, that's crazy.
I
don't. What about
that? I don't listen.
Avril Lavigne girl? Like
broke,
they're pretty much the same, aren't they? Is it the same person?
Not even close, bro. No, Taylor Swift is massive, bro. Massive. She has
so is Avril Lavigne though, wouldn't she?
No, I'm telling you, bro. I know you don't know who this chick is, but I don't listen to her either. She is the biggest musician in the world right now. Money, everything. Everything.
Yeah, it's crazy how like it's like affected like rookie card prices of this dude. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
She's the most streamed artist on Spotify. She's got the most best-selling records. Her tour broke a record for like biggest tour in history. It's crazy, dude. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I'm with a lot of guys. I'm with a lot of the guys in the chat. Doesn't mean poop to me though. Like I'm not dissing what she's doing and money that she's making, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not hating that by any means.
Anybody out there that has a daughter ranging from the age of 6 to like 16 or 26 right now, it's all about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift tickets, social media. Like you're skipping through TikTok. God forbid if you accidentally stumble and watch a Taylor Swift thing on TikTok, because then the algorithm's gonna dump everything Taylor Swift into your feed. It's just a nightmare.
Gotcha. I've seen like the things on the Tickety Talk thing where they're like saying how like they're making a spectacle, like the woman's going to say they see that Taylor Swift's dating some person in the NFL, and they're like, what do you mean some person? You mean Travis Kelce? And I've seen that, but I still didn't know I didn't know that I thought it was just like a joke. I thought something had happened that was causing it to be like a joke.
Dude, she has a record for most albums by a female artist to chart in the Billboard 200 in a single week with 11 songs in a single week charted for her. That's crazy, dude.
How many has Slipknot had?
None, probably.
I don't know, but this
she's bigger than Slipknot.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah.
There's no way. Like they're like you're seeing their shows, like in like Germany or Europe. I mean, the amount of people at those things is insane.
Taylor Swift,
it's like insane.
Taylor Swift's way bigger than that. But I mean, without Taylor Swift,
not way bigger.
Without Taylor Swift dominating the whole conversation, there was talk about with the writer's strike coming to an end, the writers going full steam ahead for the X-Men movie in the MCU, right?
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah. Real quick, I want to talk about this about Taylor Swift real quick. So listen to this just on her tour that she's doing, that Eras tour. It will likely become the highest grossing tour of all time, with reports predicting she could make $520 million from the 52-city tour. Her opening night show here in Arizona broke the record for most attended concert by a female artist in U.S. history, with almost 70,000 fans in attendance. Record number of fans logged into Ticketmaster to register for the verified pre-sale, which 3.5 million people tried to register, the largest transaction ever, Ticketmaster reported. On the date of the sale, over 2 million tickets were sold on Ticketmaster, the most tickets ever sold for an artist in one day ever. In 2022 Video Music Awards, she broke the record for most Video of the Year wins. She smashed the record for most streamed album in a single day on Spotify when she released Midnights in October 2022 with 185 million streams. And then with Midnight, she also became the first and only artist in history to chart all top 10 Billboard Hot 100 spots. That's crazy, dude. In 1 year.
Ryan, I'm not laughing at you, bro, but Keith's comment wins the fucking internet tonight.
I have not. So it says you've been set up by a huge margin. I'm Metalhead, and I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me.
I'm
but
a metalhead with you, man. Seriously, but
I don't understand. But I'll have to listen to this person's like music to see what the big deal is.
Don't get sucked into it. You don't have any daughters
Pretty
right now.
Is it a trap? Is it gonna like?
one.
It's gonna brainwash me or something.
You start listening to this, and your wife's gonna get pregnant with a girl.
I don't know. She can't because I'm blanking it. But snip, snip. I took care of that a long time ago.
Never say never, dude. Never say never.
Hey, you shut your mouth. I told you earlier in the show, I feel like those that listen to the radio end up getting programmed, and so this must have been the programming they were doing to everyone. They play things on a repeat. Like I can't tell you how many times I get into my wife's car and I hear the same damn song. Like, and we'll go on a ride and they'll play like 3 or 3 times in the time it takes to get somewhere. It's some song. I don't even know what the song
Taylor
is.
Swift. No.
I was about to say it's a Taylor Swift song. Yeah, exactly,
Probably
Rob.
It might be.
Yeah, it's probably Taylor Swift.
Down, something like that. Down. I don't know. I'm like so.
It's
so
personal
annoying.
for CJ. It's totally personal for CJ at home with his daughters listening to it.
It's like worm bullets, like trying to infiltrate the mind.
I was kind of inspired and really energized and excited to see all these people talking about like the potential for movie spec. And I'm like, oh my God, are we finally hitting that level in the market where movie news and comic book prices no longer correlate? Like, it's okay. I almost felt in my heart of hearts that it was excited to talk about Deadpool 3 and then not have to worry about like the comic prices shooting up or tanking or doing something crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping that as a community of collectors and readers of comic books, that we are potentially getting to that point, that plateau where people are so oversaturated with movie news and content news that they no longer care what it does to the comic book prices. The comic book price, nobody goes rushing out to hoard and buy all the comic books. Maybe that'll never happen. But part of me got kind of excited. It's like, all right, cool. Let's be excited about a movie again, and let's like, who cares about what's happening with the comic books?
I kind of feel like it's on the brink of that though, because we're not caring about what's on what it's doing in the comic books, because half the time when they put together this movie, it has nothing to do with the storylines that are out there in the movie anyway. I mean, they're recreating people. Look at how they completely done Venom and just from a totally different like origin and all this other crap. And it's like that very rarely do they stay in line with the story that was written. And I don't understand why they do that. But so it's like you actually have to get fragments of what's going on in the movie to line up to something that goes on in a story in the books. That's what I think.
Daymare's totally trolling us here.
You listen to her, you just won't be able to shake it up.
Don't say it. It's gonna get stuck in your head.
Why? Is that a song or something?
It's one part of the lyrics.
Oh, you even know, dude. That's crazy.
That's the only. That's pretty much like the only song I know if I had to pick one from her.
Oh, you won't shake it off? Shake it off? Was it? I don't even know what it is.
You're singing the song right now. How do you know this?
Just shake it off. Shake it off. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what he's throwing there. You just won't be able to shake it off. I figured she probably looped that loud, shake it off, or something. Looped that a few times, and I mean,
I don't know.
Music 101.
Before we shake this off, do you guys have any final comments?
Listen to more metal.
Listen to more Taylor Swift. No, I'm just kidding.
Speaking of which, though, if they put this chick on the halftime show of the bowl, I'll be annoyed as hell. I'll get out.
Haven't they already done that?
At some point, they should have a rotation of what goes on in Super Bowls. Like, should have a rotation like they do. They could do like the rap music and then the R&B. They can even do a country, but they have to give at least some point. Give us a metal act on there. I don't even care if it's like a radio version of metal, like Deftones or something like that. Just give it to us.
Oh no, Ryan! She recently decided to perform at the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show. This is
No, dude.
August 17th, 2023. This news article is saying that Taylor Swift will be performing at the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show, baby.
There you go.
It's impossible to shake it off now. God dang. It's all up in your chili.
Yeah, I mean, let's. They had Aerosmith at one point. Like,
Yeah, Prince was amazing.
Sapphire needs one medal.
Last year's was pretty good too. That Rihanna's one was pretty fucking good.
That's the rap, right? That was the rap version.
No, kind of.
You sound like an old man. Is that the rap? Is that the raps, right?
Yeah.
That's the raps versions. That's the rappy ones right there. Right on. Prince was the best ever, for sure.
Keith just
the fact that it started freaking raining right when he started playing Purple Rain. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was legendary. Yeah. Top that, Swifter.
I don't have any final. My only final thought was I was getting excited that it was going to be like okay to be excited about movies again, and potentially talk about movies without being.
Sorry, I derailed that thing.
It's not derailed. No, that was spot on. It's like I want to be excited about movies again, and then watch a movie and be like, oh, okay, let me go get this comic book, and then not pay $800, $900, some crazy price just because the movies come and go, the shows come and go. Case in point, the Ahsoka show has been a phenomenal show. It's not even a blip on the radar on sales of Clone Wars 1. Yes, there are copies selling. The price has not exploded. The number of copies selling has not exploded. Fans are there. They're appreciative. It's been a good show. And the book is stable. Like that's like a positive sign in my opinion that, yeah, it's not a cheap book and it hasn't been for a long time, but it's also not skyrocketing to a $5,000 book because of the show. It seems like it's stable. Like it's not, people are overreacting and rushing out and paying those crazy eBay high prices just because the show came out. So I got kind of excited. That's just my final thoughts on that.
Well, Deftones might be too small. You put Gojira. Gojira's like a nationally known band. Gojira would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Chili Peppers. Yeah, give me the Chili Peppers, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know what we do know?
New comic book day.
New comic book day tomorrow. Hell yeah.
Okay.
No. That's what's going on. New comic book day. Why not?
So I am going to run through this real quick, and then I gotta bounce out, you guys.
Sure,
but this is my favorite part of the episode. I love going through these. To me, this is the book right here, you guys. This is the book of the week. This Nakayama Hellfire Club cover is the best Nakayama cover I've ever seen. And let me show you why. That magazine version is great, but that is unreal. Yeah. By far the best Nakayama cover he's ever done. And this one's great too. I want both of them. Vampirella's got some great covers this week.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, Ben Caldwell. This is Colette Turner. I mean, they just keep going. That's a
that's like a walking, like a George A. Romero Walking Dead kind of esque. Super cool.
Yeah. Just beautiful stuff on these.
Or
so
the night sorry.
There's a Frizzen one too, I think, right? Maybe not. I thought there was a Frizzen one. Hold on.
It's coming soon.
That's Jay Ferguson. No, I thought there was a Frizzen one, but maybe not. Yeah, a lot of good ones there. Next, Poison Ivy. This is second cover of the week for me. This is the Souza Mica for Poison Ivy. Beautiful.
Yes.
But all these covers are good. The Zulo. This is gorgeous Nakayama right here. I'll be buying this. This is a beautiful Seb McKinnon 1/25.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's legit right there.
Yeah. All of them.
I tell you,
every single cover is good for Poison Ivy this week.
DC has been knocked it out of the park recently with all those covers. They've been killing Marvel and cover worlds.
Yeah.
And their stories are good too. This is Immortal X-Men number 16. This is the Art Adams 1/25. This will probably be the one that all the flippers go for. So
love Art Adams.
Yeah.
Love.
And then this is the Noto Quiet Council variant. Some people like this one, some people don't. Yeah.
Roscoe, who's your favorite cover artist?
Oh man, that's hard to say, bro.
top 3.
Well, I love me some Alex Ross. Goodness, I love the painted. But man, top 3, God. I mean, I love old Scotty Young. Love old school Scotty Young. Man, and I mean, I love Art Adams. I love Art Adams. I love Art Adams. So I don't think he gets enough love.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry.
But, man, I don't know. I got a million, bro. I love.
Ooh, yes.
Transformers.
Roll out.
Yep.
Roll out.
Transformers #1. That's beautiful second printing right there.
They learned.
Yeah. I mean, look at these.
That's
so good.
Ooh, man, that's sick.
This is a great cover right here. This is the Autobot cover by Louis LaRosa. This is the Decepticon cover by LaRosa. There's a spoiler variant that everybody will be talking about. This is the Alan Quah.
You know what the spoiler is already?
Ooh.
Everybody's gonna be talking about. This is the Jiang.
You know what it is already?
No.
Oh.
No.
The Jiang one.
Yeah.
That Jiang one goes kind of similar to his other Transformers he did like a year or so ago.
That one's fire.
Yeah.
Those are fire. Those ones are old cartoon style. Sorry.
There are more than 40 covers out tomorrow for this between store exclusives and everything else. It's insane.
They're going and it's so good. A lot of them
That's
are
the weakest one.
Damn good.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know. Optimus Prime slam dunking on a Decepticon was pretty dope.
I really like the Maria Wolf one. This is my favorite, the Maria Wolf foil.
Sally's my favorite one of all time.
I love Maria Wolf.
Yeah, she's a huge Transformers fan, big time Transformers fan.
Man, they have so many covers too, but like I said, it's tough, man. It's like you want to buy freaking 14 covers.
Yeah.
You know, like spread them out.
So I hear this is awesome right here. I hear there was supposed to be something special at NYCC for Transformers. That's all I'll say. All right. Star Wars High Republic Shadow of Starlight #1 is a killer cover. I love it.
They're doing a 1 in 100 of that without the title, a Virgin variant.
Yep. I'll be trying to buy this on the dip for sure.
Wow.
I just love how this one's just heads just sticking up.
I'll be looking for that 4 to 6 months from now. Yeah.
Yeah. This Ghost Rider annual, the regular cover is so good.
McClay, every month, Ghost Rider covers are nailing it.
Yep. And then here's the Greg Land.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
awesome. The contrast, that contrast they get from it, they just learned they're learning that contrast from it.
I just love Ghost Rider.
I like that a lot though, with the hood.
Yep. And then Knights of the Dinner Table. You guys know they do some really great homage covers throughout the years. It's one of the longest running comics there is. It's a number 308, and it's a Watchmen cover homage.
Almost looks like Pisker.
Yeah. This is Knights of the Dinner Table has been going for years. This is beautiful. This King Spawn number 26. This is the Kale New black and white, but it's got the black and white Spawn with color splash of green. And it looks so good. It pops.
I bet in person it looks even better. Like that looks pretty cool.
And then Black Panther number 5, the A cover is amazing. I love the shield. I love the look.
Is it in Huckley?
I don't think so. I think there is an Inhuckley one. This is the 1 in 25 Marquez variant. This is the Stormbreaker. Yeah. Christopher Allen. This is the New Champions. And the regular cover is by Torrin Clark.
Oh. Nice.
This is interesting. This is the Batman Adventures Continue Season 3. This is the 1 in 25 Hayden Sherman cardstock variant. It's just a very cool looking cover for being how simple it is, you know?
You know what that is? Or I wonder. I'm sure
it's the Ra's al Ghul pool that you go into.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
I thought it was a. I thought it was a. I know it's not, but there's like an homage to a Vision of Disorder cover.
Yeah, so
It's
very,
that's
very
how
cool.
that's how you join the AI
Yeah.
for art. That's you tip into the pool.
Batman.
I love this.
Yeah. The Zulu covers continue, but there's some really this is the Gelato. Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like this comes from somewhere else though. I feel like this has been used before. I've seen this before. This is the Frank Cho. And then this is the Kia Asamaya 1 in 25. And then there's the 1 in 50 Frank Cho. Frank Cho's art looks so good when it's
This is that cover I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
That looks just like it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hold on, Ryan.
Look at that. Yeah.
Oh,
snap. Let's do the swap out. There's the album cover, Vision of Disorder, 1996.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. Somebody maybe drew some inspiration a little bit.
That's crazy. That's cool.
You would never seen that on a Taylor Swift cup. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn, Skippy.
Anything else that you guys can think of?
The Alien annual is coming out. That'd be cool.
Alien Annual. There is
Mastrazo.
Oof.
As a 90s kid, that the Aliens, Predator, that kind of stuff, like that's a
Daniel Warren, right?
I think so.
Daniel
Warren
Johnson.
Oof. That's another guy I like a lot.
That's good. Good shit.
Yeah,
Archie.
I'm reading. I don't know if anyone else here is reading Peacemaker.
Oh, that's out.
This is really cool because I think this is isn't this a Scareglow costume? And then he's got Freddy in the background, and
that'd be cool.
So, what was it, Peacemaker?
Yep. I'm enjoying that series. I mean, because I love the show, and I feel like it's just like the show.
I've heard that from several different people in the community that this reads and feels just like it's being written by whoever wrote the show.
Exactly. If you enjoy the show, then there's no doubt in my mind that you will enjoy this book.
Cool.
100%.
I like this cover. They've
been doing these movie covers. Yeah, man, they're dope. They did what was last week last issue was Kindergarten Cop homage, which was awesome. I'm also reading Darkwing Duck. I'm a cartoon guy, but it's Darkwing Duck has been phenomenal. Absolutely. It reminds me of like an episodes that I used to watch back in the day. There's another book
coming up. That's a great cover right there, man.
America and Dolpho. Oof. Yeah, there's some cool ones. I like look at that. Great. The homage, the JR homage. And then I also like
Man, there's a lot of covers.
Oh, wow.
That one's dope.
A lot of covers.
Well, it's Dynamite.
Yeah. Dynamite's doing good things. Let them continue.
But yeah, those are my two favorites. And I'm excited I'm a big Strange Academy guy. And Strange Academy and Spider-Man are doing a crossover one shot.
Nice.
So I think there's only 2 covers or so for that. It's not like Transformers with 4,000.
Yeah.
I'm also a Ramos fan.
Ooh, that is beautiful. Look at that.
Oh, who did that?
Dustin Nguyen.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That is all. Oh man, is that a 1 in 25?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Of course it is. Mother truckers.
Here's the Ramos connecting variant. Ramos does a good job with Strange Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like his Spider-Man.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like his feet. His giant
angular
Ramos giant feet for Spider-Man. Yeah. That's a Nick Bradshaw, right? Is that a Nick Bradshaw? Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I like him too. He did a series. I don't know if anyone ever read it. A miniseries called Bermuda. That was a fun indie book. Good artwork. He's a good artist. So, but anyway, sorry.
Is AWA's Madness on that, McClay?
Just take a look.
Madness.
Nope. No.
Interesting.
What's that? You showed it earlier. I just wanted to ask you something. The Knights of the Round or the
Right
what
there.
is it
To the
again?
dinner table. So this
Yeah.
is it's a tabletop gaming comic. They're like Dungeons and Dragons. They get together every week, you know, that type of shit. But it's been going on it's one of the longest running comics out there.
What? That is so
Huge
cool. I've
fan base.
never heard
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Knights of the Dinner Table.
I bet you said it's very well. It looks very Dungeon Dragons esque. I wonder if like John's comics with kids and those guys. Well, Daymares is here. He would know. He probably would have told him.
Yeah.
but yeah, those guys are really big in it. I wonder if they're aware of it.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Okay, Madness was 2 weeks ago for issue 2 and 2 weeks until issue 3. Okay, we'll check it out.
Cool
Ooh.
Joker cover.
Oh, that's legit.
Yeah, you know who the
Help.
Joker looks like in that?
Oliver, Olivier.
He looks like Chris from The Sopranos,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
or a little Joaquin.
Look at
Phoenix.
this.
Blocks to Joaquin. I was thinking Joaquin for
Yeah.
sure.
This is beautiful. Marco Mastrozzo.
Wicked. Wow.
I want to see you get an actor to do that in real life, like to look like
Incredible.
And this is pretty good too. Ryan Brown.
that. I dig that.
1 in 25. Looks like Johnny Depp from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Oh
Dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
it does. Yeah.
DC really putting the art forward on some of these variant covers, like minimal trade dress already, like really art forward. I mean, they're killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very creative with a lot of their covers too. Like that one we just saw, that was freaking genius with the dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just awesome.
Yeah.
And I think for the most part, they're picking the right ratios. Like, you know, certain books should be, you know, the 1 in 25s
Mama.
instead of the regular the A covers. There's more Dynamite.
All of a sudden, I want milk.
John Royal.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That reminds me of a Campbell cover almost a little
It
bit.
is. John
is that
Royal is John Royal is J. Scott Campbell's protege.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
there you go.
And then this is Arthur Sidem. Yeah.
Dinner is served. Whoa, she female.
Oh,
That
That's
was
a
a female.
Perillo.
that's
Yes.
gorgeous. That color
Oh,
scheme.
I like this. This is the
That's
sunscreen. The
The
sunscreen.
homage. Yeah.
Metal.
Tushy.
So
Tushy.
the
You
Sickness
did a
number
good
2
job
is
on the
coming
name of
out.
brand.
Yep. I heard that mentioned.
The
So
sickness.
if you guys were into issue number 1 at all,
Down with the sickness.
I don't think I read this.
yeah,
It's sick.
it's pretty good.
I'll for sure be looking for issue 1 and picking up issue 2 tomorrow based on Jeffrey's comments and recommendation.
Silent Night, Deadly Night with the heads cover. That's pretty gnarly.
That is gnarly. Wow.
That is the definition.
All
of
the
gnarly.
these are all the naughty kids.
Nice.
You die.
Damn.
You
Oh, wow.
lose.
The variants just keep coming. The horrors just keep going. Oh, there's 3. Okay.
The horror.
I mean, they're pretty solid new
The
comic.
horror
books.
under the menorah.
If you didn't get enough horror at Halloween, guess what?
Vader's out tomorrow too, along with Bounty Hunters. I think Vader's got a really cool 1 in 25.
Get the horror under the menorah.
Right there.
Where
You
is
just passed it. Right there, far right.
Oh yeah, it just has the Marquez one, right?
Yeah.
I love this regular cover, but this cover right here, the Marquez, Marquez variant 1 in 25.
Let's get the robot from, what is it? The robot.
You mean BD1? It kind of looks like BD1.
Hey, forget about it.
You finally
Yeah.
you finally get Hondo on a cover. Yeah.
Yeah. Bounty Hunters.
Every week I turn around.
Dirge.
Star Wars. Yep.
Jeez.
1 in 25. There's the Clone Wars.
Your knee is in my groin.
Yeah. Star Trek Halloween. Let's see what this is.
Oh,
nice.
who
Yeah,
is
that's
that?
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Mardosha.
There you
Oh, is
go.
it just the 2 covers? All right.
Yeah.
Didn't Alice Cooper have a book come out?
Yes.
I only saw that because I like blanks, and I saw that there was a blank for this, so I was like, "What?
Oh, wow.
That's beautiful." Hey, who?
Nice. A
buried me here?
little Spider-Man homage here, so kind of just a different angle. Ooh.
Oh, snap.
The coop.
Yeah, I'm
The
gonna
coop.
snag
Nice.
one of these blanks.
Ooh, that's
Yep.
beautiful right there to get some art on. I love black blanks.
And they're very difficult. No, no. Just kidding. They're wicked.
Good shit.
Yeah.
So, but that is New Comic Book Day, and I'm gonna do my one more thing real quick before you guys bounce out. Sub up to everybody, show some love to everybody, and come hang out with us tomorrow night on Beyond Wednesdays. I'll see you guys later. I got a fucking killer headache. Much
Later,
love.
bro.
Take care, brother.
So what we're gonna do is I'm dropping the link for Roscoe's channel right now, actually in the chat. Everybody, make sure you sub up to Roscoe. Roscoe, man, have the chair, man. What's your one more? Actually, no. What time is it, Rhino?
What am I single?
Can't not play.
This has become a thing. So, am I going or is Roscoe Pico train going?
We could go whatever. I was telling Roscoe he could go, but I don't think I think we talked over each other. Just sat here.
Does he know what the Uno Mastingo is?
One more thing.
Yeah, just one more thing you want to shout out there.
Go ahead, Ryan. Lead by example, brother.
Oh, okay.
No, he's ready. You go, Roscoe.
No, you go ahead, go, brother. It's all good.
Okay. My Uno Mastingo is to sub up Roscoe. Let's get him, and the other guy that needed the 3 more. Make sure we get him set up to get him over his deal. And if you're looking for the football card, just go to Rhynoverse on the eBays. I'll be there with your cards waiting. That's it.
Chris.
Roscoe, man, you got the floor.
My one more thing is don't support AI. Support people like me who draw on covers. So help me out. But no, I do a show on Mondays called Between the Lines, where me and TM Nerdy we interview people and and we draw in the process. The person picks a theme, and we've had people like Trish Forsner to Kyle Stram from Twig, to community people like, here we go right here, Remy Q Studios. I mean, we don't discriminate. If you want to come on, have a good time and draw, I love it. I'm a big Bob Burgers fan.
That's cool.
I was drawing, we're all about having fun. And that's what this whole, honestly, to be honest with you, this community, we all share a like-minded hobby in some way, in some form. And the thing is that a lot of us should be, more, appreciative towards one another, because the thing is we're all just want to have fun. So again, I want to say thank you, Andy. Thank you, Rhino. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone. Truly appreciate you all. Thank you very much for inviting me on. And let me show this real quick. Take this, AI. If they told you to do role reversal, could you do Monsters Inc. and switch both characters? Huh, you jerk? I don't think so.
Good job. That's awesome.
Wow, nice.
But anyway,
cool.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and also give me this opportunity to be on your show.
Dude, man, thanks for agreeing to come on. I absolutely appreciate it. One of the things that SimpleMan's Comics, Bryan and I kind of talked about is Bryan kind of retired away from the show, or continues to take a break, is keeping that this show is always envisioned to be before people and kind of going around the horn and kind of sharing what we think, and then on a couple of topics and always hitting up the chat and seeing what they've got to say. But then this fourth spot that Bryan's vacated, or this spot now, is we want to keep it as a like a rotating open spot for other community members. And it dawned on me as I was dreaming up the stuff for the show this week, and we were talking about AI and art and Batman. I'm like, I gotta get Roscoe on. We were just talking about this over at Heroes Con, and I'm like, this is right up Roscoe's alley as an artist himself. That being said, any other community members that want to be on, just hit me up with a message. I try to have the show figured out and scheduled the weekend before on we get to Tuesday. Oftentimes things that are worth talking about in the community don't always present themselves until Sunday night, Monday night at the latest. We try to whip something up, but yeah,
and real quick,
everybody sum up to Roscoe.
And real quick, give Andy a thumbs up too, because he does a lot of work to keep the show going and to make sure that everyone's got some things to talk about, and he's done a really good job. So kudos to you too, bud.
I appreciate it. Everybody sub up to Roscoe. My one more thing is we are already in October. That means Comics Curing Cancer is just a few short weeks away. This is my one more thing, October 20th to the 22nd. I know Roscoe is involved. We're involved here on this channel. And we actually have a show scheduled right now for Saturday, the 21st, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And it's going to be a show like this. Anybody can come on that wants to come on and tell jokes, and we're going to send out the invite. Roscoe's going to pop in, tell a dad joke, get people to laugh, and we're going to tell everybody, you better donate money because Roscoe's funny as hell. And then Roscoe's going to go, and then we're going to get somebody else in. We're going to do a 2-hour laugh fest, and it's essentially laugh for life. Comedy, laughter is the best method. Not best method. See, I'm done. I'm tired already. Laughing is the best medicine for sure. And I know that we're going to have an absolute blast of a time for some terribly great dad jokes. There's a lot that we've been dreaming up and working on. There's going to be a slabbed murder hobo up on C3.
Yeah, Daymares. I saw Daymares submitted a bunch of stuff.
Yep,
bunch of cool stuff.
I sent out a box to Rob, and I'll say this: one of the most pieces of content on this YouTube channel was my response to the C2E2 acetate gate, the copies that I bought, and they've been sitting in a dark hole because those copies I want exist to do good in the world, and we donated one for this event, and there's already people with some not great. There's already mad people commenting that went that way, but this book just carries a cloud over it, and it's donated to do good. Though. It's donated to do good for somebody else, regardless of what happened at that event, what happened with those artists, the artists, and all that other jazz. Either way, that's my long-winded one more thing. It's coming right around the corner in just about 2 weeks. And there is the thumbnail for the show that's scheduled on this channel. Please hit the like button and hit notification right now after this show. The earlier we get all of those likes up and we get the notifications pumped up, the greater it's going to hit the algorithm on YouTube once we go live. And the more people that are going to see it, because this is accredited or in conjunction with the American Cancer Society. So all donations go direct to the American Cancer Society. All auction one items, the money goes straight to the American Cancer Society. It's not a little thing anymore. It's getting pretty big. This year's goal is what, 25,000?
Sorry,
this year's goal, I think, is 25,000 for the whole overall event. And I think, go ahead, Roscoe.
No, I was gonna say I think they're already at like almost 10 grand.
I saw 8 the other day. In fact, I'm very curious now. We can go take a look at it later. I'm gonna actually
wicked. It's crazy.
I'm actually gonna drop the link for that scheduled show in the chat right now for anybody watching that can hit the like button and can hit the notification bell, because in that text within that show are the links that are needed for the American Cancer Society and for the whole Comics Curing Cancer event. It's all there, ready for everybody. So please pop over there, click the link, pop over there, hit the like button, hit the notification button so that you guys know. Because what we're doing also is we'll get the first show starts. Everybody's doing the redirect from show to show to show from Saturday or for Friday and the Friday morning all the way to Sunday afternoon, all the shows are redirecting so that anybody that's watching a Comics Curing Cancer show, when that one ends, it automatically redirects you to the next show for the event. And that's going to help you kind of find out all of that stuff. We can help keep sharing the links.
That's so cool.
But dude, yeah, Roscoe, again, thank you very much, man. You got any final thoughts?
No, Comics Curing Cancer, if you can't donate, to be honest with you, it doesn't cost anything to share it to someone that may be able to donate. So, you know, get the word out. It doesn't cost anything. So thank you.
For sure. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time, Ryan. Appreciate you and your time, man. And McClay, again, thanks. He's rocking a nasty headache, but he stayed. We're going to bounce. I'm going to go watch Ahsoka with the wife, and you guys know how we're going to do this, right? We're going to go peace out. We're going to pinkies out. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side of the next one, and remember the most important part all day, every day. Stay original, stay authentic, and take care of each other.
Stay metal.
We are all we have. And stay metal. It keeps growing. It keeps growing. That's also what she said, right?
It is. It is.
Have a great night, everybody. See you on the next one.
Double up, double up, double up. The money I color, 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 color. Excuse me while I change. The roller boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty.